Hello Yoga Vidya family, it's Kat here. Hope you're all well. So I'll be guiding you through today's Open Hatha class and leading you down this pathway of a sense of awakening from within. You may already be experiencing this energy as you go out on your walks or go to the beach. With springtime in the air, there's this sense of rebirth, renewal, a sense of new life. So as you move through today's practice, I really encourage you to be gentle, be kind to both the mind as well as the body, noticing the internal dialogue and how this translates into your physical experience. So let's get situated. We're going to come down onto our backs to start. Okay, so come lying down onto the back. And the feet are going to be as wide as a mat, so a little bit wider than our hips. And as you lay down, feel the entire back body connected, firming into the earth. The arms are just down by the side. This time we're going to place the palms on the earth. So for a more grounding experience. The knees knock in, the feet are wide. And just starting to close down the eyes if you haven't already. Take a couple of moments here if you need to, or if you're finding yourself still fidgeting around. Just lengthen through the back of the neck with a gentle tucking of the chin without completely pushing the head forward. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, open the mouth, release. Completely allow the entire back body to melt and almost become one with the earth beneath. Just allowing yourself to fully arrive both within the mind as well as the body. Noticing the quality of your inhalation. Just notice if you're breathing purely from the top part of the lungs. And if you are, can you start to guide the breath deeper into the side ribs and all the way down towards the belly. So deep belly breaths. Inhale, inflate the belly. Follow the breath's path all the way up towards the chest. And as you exhale, just gently releasing the breath out of the mouth. Just another 2 rounds just like that. And on the last round, as you inhale, fill up. And as you exhale, open the mouth, let something go. We're going to place the left hand over the heart space. Take the right palm, place it over the belly. Relax through the hips. We're going to take a few moments here to practice some diaphragmatic breathing. So deep belly breaths. Breathe in towards the belly, feeling with your right hand that feedback. The side ribs expand laterally. The breath travels all the way up towards the heart. Exhale, soften, relax, firming the entire body into the earth. So inhale, belly rises, ribs expand, chest softens. Exhale. Starting to close down the mouth as you exhale through the nose. Belly, ribs, chest, exhale. So So 2 more times in your own time. Fill up. Feel that sense of expansion as you breathe in. As you release, that's sighing it out. Last one here. Breathe in that new sense of life. And as you exhale, just releasing anything that doesn't serve you in your path moving forward. And then just releasing the arms by the side. And then from here, we're just going to sway the legs left to right, just starting to gently invite movement into the hips. And as you move side to side, start to draw your awareness to the sensations that you're feeling in the outer hips, the hip flexors, the quads, the hamstrings, and even the spine. Feel free to move as slow or as fast as you like, but just a reminder that the slowness allows us to become more connected to the sensations. Start inviting our mind to feel into the body. Okay, as you draw the legs back to center next, bring the heel toe the feet in so that they're hip width apart. And then we're going to pick up our left leg. So really hug the shin or the hamstring, whatever works for you. Hug it towards the chest. Keep the right knee bent. And you're noticing here, I'm starting with my left leg, which is unusual for me because I'm right-handed. But this is a mindful exercise to just not move, just be aware that I'm not moving in my default ways. So welcoming this sense of change. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring the ankle over the right knee. Arms down by the side to begin. And then press out with the left knee. So press it away from the body and just notice the sensations in the left hip. Breathe. We're flexing our ankle, flexing the toes to help our ankle joint. Keep it stable and protected. One more breath here. And then on the exhale, without overthinking, you're going to bring the sole of the left foot down towards the earth. So it's a gentle figure 4 twist here. Right arm is going to sweep up. So still keep this active. The left knee is pushing away from the body. Sweeping the right arm bicep along the ear. And then you're going to take the palm of the left hand. Actually, sorry everyone. We're going to grab onto the right ankle. In different position here. And then the left hand is going to sweep overhead. So use this as a bit of feedback to pull back and then push the left knee away from the body. Breathing into the left side ribs. Breathing into the hip flexor. Deep belly breaths. So encourage the breath to be deep from the pit of the belly. Breathing in through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Final breath here. And on the exhale, come back to center. Widen the arms out. Unbind the left leg. This time, squeezing the right, either the hamstring or the shin, just squeezing it towards the chest. Allow the shoulders to relax. Allow the face to relax. And then we're going to flex the toes towards the face, protecting that ankle joint as we come into this figure 4, supine figure 4. shape. Arms down by the side as we draw the right knee away. And just starting to notice the activation through the right inner thigh, the outer thigh, the hips, even the hip flexors. One more breath here. And then on the exhale, you're going to gently guide the right foot down towards the earth. Take the left hand, grab onto the ankle, and then as you grab on, you're going to push the right inner knee away from the body. Notice what happens along the right side body. Then sweeping the right arm overhead, bicep along the ear, and then relax the shoulders down. Breathe. Using the breath to guide this sense of awakening through the right side body here. Two more breaths. Deep inhalation. Exhale, smooth, full fluid release. Final breath. Exhale, come back to center. Release the legs and just come back to that wide foot stance. The knees knock in. Both hands on the belly here. Just feel that gentle spreading across the sacrum, so that lower part of our back. Feeling connected, feeling grounded. Then on the exhale, just come up onto the sides, or if you want a bit of a challenge, we're going to start to use the core. Okay, so you can come onto the side and push yourself up. Otherwise, just start to use the core. Maybe you need to straighten the legs forward, come all the way up to an upright position. From here, we're going to come into a pigeon. So starting with the left knee, changing our habits. Okay, so bending the left knee, the groin, I'll come forward here. The groin is, the heel is towards the groin. The knee is in line with the hip, and you're going to straighten your right leg back. So it is quite early in the practice, but we're getting into the hips just from all the sitting that we may be doing. So you may want to just meander through the hips, left to right, just gently opening and feeling what needs to be what needs to be opened, what needs to be softened, where are we feeling the contractions? Okay, so if pigeon is a little bit too much for you, you can always come into deer. So deer is both knees are bent. The left knee is sort of connected around the right left heel connected to the right knee area. Okay, so deer is an option, alternative for pigeon pose. Otherwise, pigeon, coming up onto your fingertips and just taking them off the mat slightly. Take a deep breath in as you lift the heart forward and up. Squeeze the tips of the shoulder blades towards one another. Feel that openness across the heart. And then just notice what's happening with the chin. Are you sort of jarring it up, or are you dropping the head? Can you gently draw the chin towards the chest, but there's this sense of lifting up with the crown of the head. One more inhale, and then exhale, we're going to slowly lower. So some dynamic cobra or darting cobra lifts. So inhale, round and lift the spine up, head to come up last. And then on the exhale, we're twisting over towards the left. So hover. Really reach out with the crown of the head. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twisting towards the right. Bring the left shoulder down. Sorry, I should have mentioned that before. Inhale. So each time you come up, feel a little bit more growth and length in the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, like a root sprouting out of the earth, seeking the light. Exhale, fold in the direction of the left knee. Inhale. Opening up the chest each time you come up, really pulling the chest forward and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift yourself up. Rise. Exhale towards the right. Okay, we're going to come into stillness soon. So inhale, come back to center. And then on the exhale, twist in the direction of the left knee. Now as you start to hover over the thigh, start to crawl out, stay on the fingertips. So it helps us to create space. Inhale, use the inhale breath to find more space, more length. And then on the exhale, come all the way down. We want to keep this active, so spread the fingertips, really press down into the palms, relaxing the chest, relaxing the head, and wrap the outer arms in towards the midline, so starting to activate and awaken the arms. Breathing into that outer left hip. And then also breathing into the right side ribs. One more breath. On the exhale, start to bring yourself back in. Come back to center. One upright pigeon. Pull the heart forward and up. So you're isometrically dragging the fingertips towards the hips. So that means that we're activating without any movement. One more breath here. Exhale, release. From here, you're simply going to swing the right leg forward. We're going to come straight into Navasana, so boat pose. So here, just be kind to yourself, meeting yourself where you're at. This is too much for you in this moment, because that all changes. You can bring the toes, just allow them to gently find a home on the earth. So the key thing here is keeping a lengthened neutral spine, okay? So broaden the collarbones, draw the shoulders back and down. The crown of the head starts to lift up towards the sky. Second option, bring the knees so the calves are parallel with the earth. The hands underneath the knees. Otherwise, if you want a little bit more challenge, your arms down by the side, squeezing the inner knees, squeezing the inner ankles, broadening through the collarbones and smiling. If anyone wants a bit more, you can start to straighten the legs. It's a bit much for me first thing in the morning. One more breath here. And then on the exhale from here, where without using the hands, if you don't need to, but feel free to find the support if you need to, we're going to come into our pigeon shape. So this time, right leg, I'm keeping this left leg lifted as it swings back. So you might need a little guidance at some point. Okay, so just a way to start to activate and awaken the core. Again, we're on our fingertips, just off the mat so that they're underneath the shoulders. And we're just starting to feel into the sensations of what's happening in our hips at the moment. Rocking left to right. The right knee is in line with the hip. And remember, you can take that deer option if this is a little bit too intense right now. So deer, both knees are bent. The right heel is connected to the left knee or thereabouts, okay? So it's gonna look a little bit different in every different body shape. So once you feel balanced, we're gonna start to lift the heart up. So really pull the heart forward and up, dragging isometrically the fingertips towards the hips. The hips pull forward towards the fingertips. You'll notice how that switches on everything. That sense of awakening. Breathe. And then we're going to start with those dynamic cobra lifts. So take a deep inhale, lift the heart, Draw the shoulders back and down. Exhale, start to fold. Inhale, undulate. Bring the spine up, head and face last. This time, left shoulder comes down as we hover over the right knee. Inhale. Exhale. So think of yourself as a little sprout starting to seek the light. Right shoulder comes down as we twist towards the left. Inhale. Exhale. So maybe there's this sense of rebirth of you. Exhale. Inhale. Right shoulder down. Inhale, lift all the way up. One last round here. And then we're going to come into that stillness as we hover over the right knee. So find that twist first and then start to crawl the fingertips out. Stay on the fingertips. Lift up, lift the belly off the thigh, find a little bit more space, and then exhale. Start to gently lower back towards the earth. Just 3 breaths here, breathing into the left side ribs. Also breathing into the outer right hip. Keeping the arms active as you spread the fingertips, press into the palms, and really wrap the outer arms in towards your midline. Really feel into the grounding energy of the earth. One more breath. And then on the exhale, slide your way all the way back to starting position. One active cobra, lift the heart up and forward. Breathe in, new life. Exhale, release. All right, from here, we're going to come back into Navasana. So swing that left leg forward, both knees in, so the options are there for you, taking the feet down towards the earth. Otherwise, maybe if you're feeling a little bit stronger, we just got 5 breaths here. Breathe, squeezing the legs. Draw, open up through the arms, but then draw the arms back into the shoulder sockets. Draw the navel to spine. Almost there, everyone. Stay with it. Just breathe. You got this. Exhale. All right, we're going to cross the legs, fold over the shins. And just coming into 5 breaths here of cat-cow. So just as you come into your neutral cat, make sure you're spreading the fingers, shoulders stack the wrists, hips stack the knees, and you're scooping the belly up. And so there is this sense of feeling strong and firm, awakened within. But at the same time, there's this gentle softness as you hold yourself here. And then exhale, drop the belly, open up through the chest. Inhale, start to round through the spine, undulating, really lifting into the middle part of the spine. The gaze is towards the thighs. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Pull the heart forward and up. Exhale. One last breath here. Inhale. And then on the exhale, breathing into the back of the heart, feel the shoulder blades spread towards the sides, really pressing into the palms. And then on the exhale, we're going to tuck the toes under, lift the hips up, come straight into down dog. So you may want to pedal out the feet slightly, just awakening through the hamstrings, Awakening the calves, even the ankles. Or otherwise, if you prefer, come into stillness. And I'll meet you here. I'm just going to take 3 breaths here to ground and feel into our downward dog. So press into the palms of the hands. The upper arm bones wrap in towards the midline and the knees are slightly bent as you lift the hips a little higher. So finding that extension along the spine. If you're a visual person, start to bring your mind's eye towards creating space between each vertebrae. Giving you this experience of expansion and elongation. 1 more breath. And on the exhale, shift the shoulders over the heads. You're going to bend the knees. Bring the knees down towards the earth. Come into an active child's pose. So spread the fingertips. Press down into the earth. The hips towards the heels as the fingertips start to reach and stretch forward. One more breath here. And on the exhale, come up onto your hands and knees, lift the hips up. Take 1 big step and use the leg that you don't normally use first. So see, I've had to check in with myself, stop myself from going right leg first. So left leg first for me. We're in a forward fold here, grabbing onto opposite elbows. Knees can be as bent as you like here, okay? So allow the chest to completely drape over the thighs. Just grabbing on to opposite elbows and the grip that you don't normally take. Just shaking left to right, releasing the hands. Take a deep inhale. We're going to come straight into chair, so Utkatasana, and I'll come to the front of the mat here. So big toes together. The sides of the feet are parallel with the sides of the mat. Knees, inner knees, so the feet are slightly pigeon-toed here. I'm going to bring the fingertips down towards the earth. Scoop the belly up. Inhale. Awaken the fingertips forward and up. Biceps along the ears. Just notice here what's happening in the lower back. Do you have a tendency to start to arch the lower back? We want to lengthen the tailbone, elongating through the spine. Hugging the low ribs down towards the hips and try to keep the knees directly over the ankles. So you're reaching back with the hips, we're reaching forward with the fingertips. And notice if you're crowding in the shoulders, can you draw the shoulders back and down? Broaden through the collarbones and find a sense of joy while holding this. So smile. Breathe, squeezing the inner legs together. You got this. 2 more breaths. Breathe deep. Send the hips a little lower, a little lower. Palms touch. Really reach with the fingertips. Exhale, come all the way up to Urdhva Hastasana, Samasthihi. Bringing the palms down through the midline. Take 3 breaths here. Feel into the heart, just noticing. Mine's definitely racing. So using our breath to create that sense of calm. Using our breath to nourish and gently guide us into this softening experience. Okay, final breath here. Exhale, release. Let's just do one. I'm going to come towards the top of the mat again. Take a deep inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. So mini back bend if you like. So if you are taking this, start to lift from the top part of the chest. Lift forward and up, palms squeezing in towards one another. And then on the exhale, we're going to come into a forward fold. So reaching forward here. Plant the hands. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Try not to press out into the shins. If you're hyperflex, the knees are slightly bent, we're lifting our chest up and out of the hips, reaching with the crown of the head. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot goes back, right foot meets, plank position. So really push out into the heels. Feel the inner thighs spiraling towards the sky. Fingertips are spread here and you're wrapping the upper arm bones in towards the midline, which encourages a broadening of the collarbones. Scoop the belly up, but then keep the hips in line with the shoulders. Breathe. Using all that internal core work to keep ourselves in this position. Final breath. And then on the exhale, bend the knees slightly, lift the hips towards the sky, come straight into your down dog. So if you've got the space, feel free to start to guide the heels down towards the earth. But if you're not feeling it in this moment, the knees bent is totally fine as well. One more breath here. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift the left leg up towards the sky. Really press out into the heel. We're going to bend the knee. Open up into this scorpion shape. Knee towards the sky as the right hip hugs in towards the midline. Squeeze the heel towards the glutes. One more breath. Exhale. Back to this three-legged position. Push out with the heel. Feel the inner thigh spiraling towards the sky as it gently guides the hip into balance. One more breath here. Exhale, we're going to bring that foot into Warrior One. So Warrior One, left knee stacks over the ankle. Stay on the fingertips first. We're going to find the position in our feet. The right foot is going to pivot down in a 45-degree angle. And just make sure that you're not on a tightrope, okay? So bring in the right foot so that the hips can create square towards the front. So from here, you're going to take your left thumb, hook it into the left hip flexor, then really press out into the blade edge side of the right foot. Reach the left fingertips forward, wrap the left seat under, and then come all the way up to this upright position. You can sweep the left arm to meet the right. Take a deep inhale as you lengthen through the sideways. Exhale. Soften and allow yourself to deepen into this experience of Warrior One, also known as Virabhadrasana One. So here, I want to start to deepen your experience of this awakening. Really draw the legs in towards one another. So you're isometrically squeezing the heel, left heel towards the right heel. Stay in your lunge. Notice if you're collapsing that right leg, can you press out? So we're lifting the inner right arch. And just notice if the left knee is collapsing in. Can you push it out towards the pinky toe? Spread the fingertips. Keep this active. If anyone wants to go a little bit further, draw the navel to the spine. Create a sense of a back bend here. So lifting the heart forward and up, leaning back. Biceps along the ears, stretch out with the fingertips. Exhale, you're going to straighten that left leg. From here, pigeon toe the feet in towards one another. Roll the shoulders back and down. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale. We're going to go towards the right. So this time, the right foot reaches forward. So find your warrior one legs. So pigeon, that left foot comes in at a 45-degree angle. So just notice what's happening in the legs first. Really press out into the blade edge side of that left foot. And then we're going to lunge into this right leg. So the right finger thumb comes into the hip socket to help us guide and get this experience of squaring off the hips. So that's a little bit wide for me. And from here, left arm reaches, right arm reaches. Press out into the feet and then draw the heels in at the same time, feeling the legs start to awaken and activate. Lengthen through the side body. And if you're flaring out in the ribs, hug them back in towards the body. The arms are strong, reaching for this light, but then relaxing the shoulders into the back. Breathe, feel, connect to all the sensations that are happening within the body. One more breath here. And on the exhale, we're going to straighten that right leg. Bring the hands to the hips, bring the feet in. Slightly pigeon toe the feet. We're going to come into a forward fold from here. So releasing through the legs. So pressing into the feet, lifting the inner and outer arches. So keep a slight bend if you know that you're super flexy. So reaching forward with the crown, squeeze the elbows in towards one another. Scoop the belly up, halfway point first. So notice where you are in the space. Can you sit sitting back or forward? Find your sense of equilibrium. Inhale, come all the way up. Okay, squeeze the elbows in. Scoop the belly up. Exhale, reach out with the crown. Find that halfway point first. Now hug the outer hips in. Reach out with the crown. And then maybe you start to draw the crown towards the earth. So taking each moment of the journey with a sense of mindfulness and practicing a sense of compassion in your own practice towards yourself. So moving to where it feels good, where it feels like it's nourishing you, both mind and body. Keeping the hands on the hips still. One more breath here. Deepen if you'd like for the final breath. And then on the exhale, engage your legs, engage your core as you gently start to guide yourself all the way back up. Nice work. Releasing the hands. And then we're going to take a jump in. Come straight into our chair pose from here. So inhale, big toes together. Sides of the feet parallel with the earth. Inhale, reaching the arms out. Exhale, send the hips back. So I'll turn around so you can get this view. So sending the hips back, knees stack over the ankles. Reach out with the fingertips and notice what's happening to my hips here. So as I reach back, I start to go into a curve in my low back. I want to neutralize the spine. So gently guiding on lengthening the tailbone. Reaching forward with the arms. Sit back a little lower. A little lower. Squeezing the legs in towards one another. Really pressing into all four corners of the feet. Scoop the belly up. You got one more breath here. Exhale, bring the palms together. Hands towards the heart this time. Take a deep inhale. We're going to come into a twist. So towards the right, because I'm doing my left first. So inhale, broaden the collarbones. Exhale, twist towards the right. And then hook the left elbow with the outer left knee, or the thigh, wherever you can reach. So from here, just breathe, really round into the side ribs. And then as you breathe in, inflate, start to pull the heart forward and towards your right side. So notice here my left hip start to pull forward. Draw the left hip back. Broaden through the collarbones. Breathe. Thumbs in the direction of the heart. Really press into the hands. Draw the right shoulder back. Final breath here. On the exhale, come all the way back to center. Urdhva Hastasana, reach up. Take a lengthening breath here. Exhale, Samasthiti. Catch your breath. I need to. Okay, back to chair pose here. So spread the toes, big toes connected. Wrapping the shins in. Inhale. And then on the exhale, send the hips back. Fingertips reach forward. Lengthen the tailbone. And then maybe start to lift the heart up a little higher. Biceps along the ears. Sit back. Breathe. Really feel into the strength of your legs. And feel this softness as the heart pulls forward. Feel this sense of aliveness. Final breath. Squeeze the palms together. Reach one more time. And then exhale, palms towards the heart. Twisting towards your left. Inhale, breathing, broadening. Exhale, twist towards the left. Left elbow hooks into the outer left knee. Take a deep breath in. So breathe through the back ribs. And then exhale, pull the heart forward. Bring the thumbs towards the heart center. Really press into the hands. And then gently guide the hips so that they square. So right hip forward, left hip back just slightly. Squeeze the inner knees. Final breath here. On the exhale, reach forward. Come all the way up to standing. Urdhva Hastasana. Palms back down towards the center. Samasthiti. Actually, we'll stay up here. Final breath. Grow out of the soles of the feet. Feel the crown reaching for the sun. Exhale, relaxing the shoulders. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Reach up. Find length along the entire side body. So feel like you're drawing this awakening energy from the earth. Exhale, relax the shoulders down, broadening through the back body. Pinky fingers wrap in towards one another. Just notice what that does to your shoulders. You'll feel this spreading of the shoulders, creating this experience of space and stability. Exhale, slightly bend the knees. You're going to come into a forward fold as you hinge at the hips. Allow the spine to lengthen out as you come all the way down to Uttanasana. Forward fold. You can stay on the fingertips. So take the options that are kind and compassionate to where you are in your practice and how the body's feeling today. And so the knees can be super bent. One more breath here. Exhale, release. Inhale, halfway lift. Shoot the crown forward. Exhale this time. Right leg comes back. Left foot meets. Plant the hands. So we're coming into our plank pose. So really push back into the heels. And remember, you have the option of coming down into supported if you like. Otherwise, staying in plank. Push back into the heels. Feel the inner thighs spiraling towards the sky. Just gently shift forward as you broaden through the collarbones. Wrapping the upper arm bones in towards the midline. Scoop up the belly, stay with it. Breathe. Just notice the sensations without labeling them. It's just an activation. Notice what happens when we just become aware as opposed to attached, meaning that we make these sensations mean something. Moral, generally, like good or bad. Final breath here, really breathe into the back of the heart. And then on the exhale, bring the knees down towards the earth, active child's pose. So curl the toes under, the hips stay connected towards the heel as the spine lengthens, creating space between each vertebrae, and the fingertips reach forward. Wrapping the upper arm bones in towards the midline. Breathe. Exhale, land. One more breath here. On the exhale, open the mouth, let something go. Inhale, come up onto the knees, shoulders stack the wrists, come straight into down dog. So hips towards the sky, really elongate through the entire spine, pressing into the palms. And then here, if this is not for you today, keep the knees bent, okay? Final breath. Exhale. We're going to take the left foot, coming into that warrior one again. All right, so practice, practice, practice. So right foot comes onto a 45-degree angle. This time without using the hands, the guidance of our hands, we're going to create the same experience, a felt experience in our body. Okay, so remember what your left hip felt like. Remember what the right hip felt like. So press down into the earth, lift the inner arches of the feet, and then reach forward, come all the way up. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Biceps along the ears, reach up with the fingertips and relax the shoulders back down. So notice how my right knee wants to collapse in. I really want to press out. So there's this experience of expanding the legs out and then squeezing and hugging the legs in at the same time. Arms reach up, pinky fingers curl towards one another, broadening through the shoulders. The hips are squaring towards the front. Breathe. And those that want a little bit more for these final breaths, we're going to come into a bit of a back bend. So navel to spine here. Lengthen the tailbone. And then start to curl over like a beach ball, lifting the heart forward and up. Stay strong and firm in the legs. Breathe into the side body. Reach back with the fingertips. One final breath. And on the exhale, straighten the left leg. Hands on the hips. And then we're going to simply come into the middle, and I'll turn around. So coming into the middle here. This time we're going to bring the heels in, the feet out. We're going to come into a goddess pose. So bending the knee. So as you bend the knee, allow the inner knees to start to pull back as you bend out. The arms reach out, bring the hips down, wrapping the outer hips in, bending the elbows, cactus the arms. Hugging the outer hips in or wrapping them. So you're wrapping them under and in. Feeling strong, grounded in the legs. Breathe. Soften from the tops of your head. Allow that softness to bring a smile to your face. Get a little lower. And then on the exhale, hands come onto the thighs. Get a little bit of relief here. So we just come into a bit of a twist. So bring the left shoulder in towards the midline. Stay firm and still in the legs here. So so feel like you're squeezing the legs in towards one another. Right shoulder in. Come back to center, just another 2 rounds here, movement to breath. Exhale. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale, whoops. That's what happens when I'm not activating the legs. Okay, as you come back to the next center, take a deep breath in. Cactus the arms, 1 more. Inhale, open up. And then I'm going to switch sides, so left, right leg. Yes. So, warrior 1, right leg. Squaring off the hips, so get your warrior 1 leg, feet position, pigeon, 45-degree angle on the left leg. And then from here, we're going to lunge into the right knee, hands on the hips to begin with. Inhale, reach forward, find that length, and come up to an upright position. Wrapping that outer right hip in towards the midline, press out into the left blade edge side of the foot. Reach up. Breathe along the side ribs. Draw the right hip back, left hip forward. Final breath here. And then on the exhale, release. Oh, sorry, we forgot the back bend. Those that want a little bit more, draw the navel to spine, which we should be doing anyway. And start to pull the heart forward and up like you're leaning over a big beach ball. Reach back. Stay strong in the legs. Feel into this sense of aliveness as the entire front body opens and lifts. Last breath here. Exhale, straighten through the right leg. Come back into the goddess. Take a deep inhale. And then on the exhale, opening up to goddess. Inhale, we're going to be doing a bit of dynamic movements. 5-pointed star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, open up, rise and expand. Exhale, lower, ground. Last time here. So 1 more round. Exhale. And then hands on the hips. This time we're going to come into a forward fold. And so hands start on the hips. Pigeon toe the feet in slightly. And start to reach out with the heart. Reach out with the crown. Extend through the spine. Squeeze the elbows in. Scoop the belly up. And then come all the way down towards the earth. Take your pistol grip, grabbing onto the big toes, pressing out into the blade edge side of the feet, wrapping the outer hips in towards the midline, helping you grow the spine forward. Scoop up the belly, and then exhale, maybe you start to bring the crown in the direction of the earth. So using the strength in the arms to start to pull you in towards the midline. And if you're finding that your head is hitting the ground, you can heel toe the feet in. So the wider the feet, the easier it is. The closer the feet, the more intense the opening through the back of the legs may be. So really breathe into the inner thigh muscles, the adductors, the hamstrings, which are at the back of the leg. So with each breath in, lengthening, create space. Exhale, guiding yourself into a deeper forward fold. Inhale, exhale. Find stillness for 3 breaths. And just notice where you're hanging out in space. Are you leaning back? Are you too forward? Generally, we're all leaning back. So can you start to tune your awareness into this sense of balance? Maybe trying to stack the hips directly over the heels.
One more breath. On the exhale, gently releasing, bring the palm just in front of you here. And then we're going to take the right hand in front of the left. In front of the face. Inhale, reaching the left arm towards the sky. Just a simple twist here. So really start to grow the spine forward. It enables you to create a bit more of a twist. Draw the right shoulder towards the left. Enjoy this awakening through the spine. Exhale, left hand on the hip to begin with, and then replacing the right hand with the left. Inhale, reach, sweep the right arm forward, then up. Find length as you reach out with the crown, wrap the outer hips in, then start to broaden through the collarbones. Gaze can be towards the right thumb, or if you're finding yourself a little bit shaky, bring the gaze towards the left hand. Reach up with the right fingertips. Send the left hip back, keeping the twist in that middle and upper part of our spine. Final breath. Exhale, right hand plants, come up onto the fingertips. And then from here, we're going to heel toe the feet in, coming into our yogic squat. So the elbows on the inner knees, pressing them in as you push them out. Activating the hips, the inner thighs, closing down the eyes. Broadening through the collarbones. And just starting to bring the mind's eye inward to come to the final parts of our practice today. And then open the eyes, reach forward, allow the hips to find a home on the earth. And we're going to come into a seated twist. So bring the right knee over stack the knees over. The left, actually, I should have done the opposite side. See, change takes awareness. So this time the left knee on top, right the bottom. Right heel, just bring it close to the hips. Just make sure the left foot is firmly planted on the earth here. Take a deep inhale, reaching the arms towards the sky. And then on the exhale, left hand next to your hip. We're going to guide our right arm in the direction of the left knee. Inhale, open up. Exhale. Really pull forward, but then pull the hips back. Inhale, open up. Exhale. From here, you're going to either hug. So as you hug, use your left fingertips as a kickstand to lengthen the spine forward. Sorry, not forward, towards the sky. Come out of the low back, so create that sense of space. Then twist towards the left. So either hug, and I'll take the options that feel good in your body. Otherwise, it's going to be a hook. And those that want a little bit more, you can come into a bind. So if you are coming into a bind, just make sure you're really nice and tight. So the options, you're going to bring the right hand in between the legs, sweeping the left arm. So create that length first and wrap it around your hips. Then you'll start to connect the fingers, find a connection, hug everything in towards the midline, breathe through the back ribs, then start to twist, expand. hips stay connected to the earth. Final breath here. And then on the exhale, release. And then bring the right hands towards the right. Come up onto the fingertips. Lift the hips up. Open up to a wide-legged, you're sort of in a fold. Don't overthink this. Then bend both knees again. And ta-da, you're on the opposite side. So this time the right leg is on top. Squeezing the legs in towards the midline. Just make sure the right foot is planted on the earth. All right, so inhale, reaching the arms up. And then on the exhale, right fingertips stay next to the hips. Take a deep inhale. Guiding ourselves first. Hovering in the direction of that right knee. Inhale, open up. Exhale. So just notice already we're finding more length. So these dynamic poses help us to create a deeper experience of the pose. So the last one here, so either hug. So as you hug in, allow the hips to relax down towards the earth, broadening the collarbones and twisting towards your right. Otherwise, the hook, same experience. This time, elbow connects to the outer knee. Bring the arm, saying hi to the person next to you. Our upper arm is a kickstand as you twist towards your right. Otherwise, those that want to try bind, you're just threading your left hand here. Really reach out with the right hand, bring it around you, connect the fingers, finding that bind. So this is why it's really important to hug everything in, breathe through the back of the heart, then pull it forward as you broaden the collarbones, relax that outer right hip. Okay, last breath here. On the exhale, releasing everything. Come back to center. Just widen the legs. Actually, we're going to widen them just hip width apart. Start to lean back into the hands. So just notice what happens here. We start to dump into our shoulders. So really want to have this practice of pressing into the palms, lifting out. There's this sense of lightness, broadening through the collarbones. And then I'm going to come into tabletop. Inhale, pressing into the soles of the feet. Lift the heart up. Gaze towards the belly button. So what happens here is people splay at the knees, squeezing them in. Lift up a little higher. Relax through the face. Just try not to just let the head fling back. Just a gentle engagement. Keep the back of the neck long. May want to shift side to side. Might feel good. Just be careful if you've got wrists or shoulder injuries or tendency here. And then on the exhale, slowly lower. Bring the hips towards the hands. Extend through the knees. Dandasana. Press out through the ball of the feet. Curl the pinky toes towards you. Inhale. Reaching the arms up. Keep the knees bent. Coming straight into a forward fold. Paschimottanasana. So knees can be as bent as you need to. Just make these completely passive. If you want, you can start to straighten your legs. And if you know my teachings, I'm normally quite alignment driven, but here, allow the spine to completely round. Allow the head and neck to hang out in space. And soften through the shoulders. And really breathe into the outer hips as well as the hamstrings, so the back of the thighs. You can allow yourself to start to tune into this releasing energy. Where else can I let go? Where else can I completely release? Final breath here. And on the exhale, we're simply going to start to unravel, coming back down towards the earth. So as you unravel, allow the legs to widen so that you can come straight into your Shavasana position. Take a couple of moments to reorganize the body. Really feel the entire back body connected. The arms down by the side, letting go of any control of the feet, and just notice if you're balanced. So I do encourage you to stay as long as you can in this Shavasana. So Shavasana is an important part of our practice. It's time to maintain active rest, conscious, but in a restful state. So I'm just going to guide you into your Shavasana and I will leave you there. But please, if you can, stay as long as you can. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your Shavasana. So take a deep inhale here. Fill up. Exhale, release. One more inhale. And on your exhale, letting it all go. As you lay here, just bring the mind's eye to all the parts of where the body or your clothing connects with the earth beneath. And feeling this sense of grounding, this sense of support. And then as you start to become aware of these places of contact, visualize roots starting to emerge from your body. Notice these roots entering into the earth beneath, traveling all the way down into the core of the earth. So there's this connection, this sense of oneness between you and creation. And as you breathe in, allow the energy of creation, this grounding earth beneath, to start to travel up the root system. Drawing in the prana, this life force, this energy to